Hi everyone, welcome back to Liz Sews and my monthly makes video. Today's video will be looking over all of the things that I've made in the month of May, so let's get started. First off, let's take a look at my Disney Bounding in the Bedroom project for this month. In May, I decided to focus on Jasmine from the Disney movie Aladdin, and I had a lot of fun with this. If you're interested in learning more about the construction process of my Jasmine set, I will link it up in the iCards above here. So for the bra, I decided to do sort of a mismatch of the plunge aerial cups from porcelain and then just a Longline frame. I think this one started out as a black beauty, but I converted it into Longline. So for the main ports of the bra, I'm using a non-stretch lingerie satin that I purchased from the Tailor Made shop in the color Caribbean. I don't think she has this color anymore, but she still has a few other colors up in her shop. If you haven't used lingerie satin before, it's really interesting. It sort of looks very similar to Duoplex, but it's certainly a lot easier to sew, but it has those same sort of strength properties, and it's a knit, so you don't have to worry about lining it if you don't want to, because the seam allowances won't unravel. So that's the main portion of the bra, and then of course I have this gold trim on here that I purchased from AliExpress, and I adorned it with some jewels as well. It really just looks great. In the construction video you saw I made sort of like a swag design that comes out the bottom here with flounces. So after putting this garment on, I decided I really didn't like how it was looking. It didn't fit well with my body, and it just was not everything that I had hoped. So I went ahead and pulled that off, and I think without it looks a lot better. So in addition to the bra, I also made a matching set. So we have a garter belt with this, which again is just using that lingerie satin and trim on it. And then I made a pair of Watson briefs as well, using a combination of micro lycra and some of that non-stretch satin just in the tummy panel of this to sort of give some like tummy control and also just bring in that fabric, so it was in all three pieces. I really like how this Jasmine set turned out. Obviously it's not something I'm going to get a ton of wear out of because it's got a lot of decorations and stuff like that, but I really enjoyed making it, and it definitely pushed me outside of my comfort zone in terms of what I normally do for bras. So that was my Jasmine set. Next up, I had this sort of navy lace that I purchased from AliExpress that had some iridescent rainbow filaments that were interdispersed into the lace itself, which was really, really interesting. And so I thought a lot about what I wanted to make with it. I went back and forth, and I pulled out a pattern that I hadn't used in a really long time, and that is Simplicity 8228. So I've made the racer back view of this pattern several times, and I really, really enjoyed it. But this time around, I thought I would try out the halter neck view. I'd made it once before, and I didn't keep the bra, and I don't remember why I didn't keep the bra. There must have been something wrong with it, but I didn't write down any of my notes. So I decided to just try it out again. Unfortunately, the bra that I made is not my favorite, and I'm probably going to get rid of it, but luckily I have enough of this lace left over that if I want to make something else down the road, I certainly can. So here's the bra that I made. I worked really, really hard on this, trying to get it mirrored so that I had a nice design going up the cup, because there is, of course, the center seam coming down here. And while it does feel like enough volume, I made a size 40A in this pattern. I will say that it's not very size inclusive. Like, my rib cage is as big as this pattern goes. It goes up to a size 40, which it says is like a 32, 33 inch under bust measurement, so not super size inclusive. So the thing that I don't like about this pattern, and why I don't think I'll ever make it again, is that the actual cut portions themselves, so this to here, is much too narrow on me. So when I wear this on my body, the cup sort of cut in here, it's almost directly on top of my apex, and so I have all this side of my bust is just hanging out, and there's no support at all for that over there, which I find really uncomfortable and not very practical for daily wear. I also think the band is a little large. So I, made the band size according to my measurement chart, but yeah, I could definitely stand to go down a little bit on that. And then I also increased the length of the neck band here because I had read a lot of reviews of people saying that it wasn't quite long enough. And considering that this is a pattern where it would be really hard to sort of take that up down the road because the elastic finishes on either side, I decided to add some extra length in there just in case, and I'm really glad I did. So I think that length all fits fine. If I wanted to use this pattern again, I would just have to try to figure out how to get myself some more coverage on the side over here, because as it stands, it's not working at all. And I also find this much too narrow to be comfortable. On the inside of the bra, you know, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to see. It's lined in black micro mesh, so there's a stretchiness to it because the exterior lace is stretched as well. And then I just sort of like used bits and bobs and different blue findings that I had sitting around my stash to finish it up, because I had an idea. Once I started making it, I felt like this probably wasn't going to work, and I was right. So unfortunately, this was a bust, but you know, I have a lot of bras in my collection, so it's okay that not all of them turn out exactly the way that I wanted. So the next bra I have to show is another Lansdowne bra from Orange Lingerie. I think I had mentioned last month that I wanted to try to make more practical bras as well that could fit into the Disney project, and since I was doing Jasmine already this month, this lace felt like a perfect complement to Jasmine and something that I could make a bra that was a little bit more wearable for me. So this lace I purchased from AliExpress, and it's really, really pretty. It's this bright blue color, which to me reminded me of Jasmine, and then this taupey gray. So as I said, I used the Lansdowne bra pattern from Orange Lingerie. I don't think it's the best pattern for this particular lace because I have a small cup. I had to end up cutting sort of halfway through most of that embroidery section of the lace, and I feel like it gives a rather harsh line coming down on the diagonal. But I do have some more of this lace in my stash, so I can make up another bra if I decide that just isn't working for me. I had had this lace for quite a while, and the reason I had never made it up before is because I didn't have any findings that I thought were a very good match for it. And I ended up finding one that I think is almost perfect, and that is the C color, S-E-A, from Bra Builders. So this power net here and like all of the findings are in the C color, and you can see how it meshes quite beautifully with the lace itself. I also went in and purchased some sheer cup lining in the C as well, so that I could have something that gave a really cohesive look. So this is a partial band bra, and it does have that sort of narrow bridge, which can be a lot more comfortable. I'll say this pattern says that it works for classic or day style wires, but I find it works a lot better for me using a plunge style wire. So what I have in here is a size 40 plunge wire, and I think it works really well. I did try out with some flexi wires from Bra Builders. So I used a smaller size flexi wire because that would be a shorter length of the wire, and I could have fit it in there and that would work really well. Because it's a flexi wire, it doesn't as much matter if it's the right shape or something like that, because you can because it's flexible, it sort of like molds into whatever position the bra wants it to be. So I think that if you wanted to use a regular style wire, a flexi one would work in here. But I prefer to have a more rigid wire, so I went with a 40 plunge wire from Beware, and those are just some of my favorite wires to put in. So that is the Lansdowne bra done in this really gorgeous turquoisey lace. So next up, I wanted to dive into some more of my architecture type laces. I purchased several of these from the TaylorMade shop, but I figured I should sew up the ones that are the oldest in my stash first. So I have this Art Deco black style lace that I purchased from AliExpress. I thought it was super, super gorgeous, and I wanted to come up with a bra design that would let me utilize this lace to its fullest extent. So what I've done here is actually a nude foam interior cup. I just used the two-piece Black Beauty bra pattern for my foam cup because that's the one that fits me the best right now. And then I sort of gathered the lace on top. So this is one continuous piece of lace. This whole cup is one piece of lace that's just gathered along the wire line to create the look. And I'm really excited with how this turned out. It did take a little bit of time to get everything organized and done the way that I liked it, but I think the finished effect is quite good. So I love that I used nude like sheer cup lining along the frame and then the nude cut and sew foam in the cup, because it feels like you can really get to see all of those interesting details on the bra. And when I wear it, it's like all it is lace. You don't really see any of those other portions of it. It sort of just dissolves into your skin, which is a really lovely effect. So it's really quite a simple bra with a one-piece outer lace cup and these two-piece interior foam But I think that little details like that really brought it together for me, and I made a bra that I am quite happy with, if I do say so myself. Next up, I have a bra that I made as part of pattern testing for Gravity by Grandy and her new Gemini Bra pattern. So this was released in the month of May, so it's available now, and I'll link it down in the description box below. So this is a really interesting pattern. I've never seen anything like this, and the pattern actually comes as both a bralette and a bra. Of course, I made the bra version. So what you have is these one-piece darted cups. These are one piece right here, which works absolutely great with lace, so because you can get that nice effect, and they sort of wrap and cross over with adjustable straps along the bottom. So if you need access to anything under here, like you're breastfeeding or anything like that, and this makes it really easy to just sort of like lengthen the strap and just push it out of the way and get to the things that you need to access. So and then if you look on the interior of the bra here, you can see that it's basically like a fitting band. So you have your frame and your bridge and everything like that, and the wire sits inside it like this, independent of the cut piece itself. So I was really excited about this bra, mostly because the possibilities for fitting were a lot faster, because of course I could select the size frame that I like for my wire, and I could select the cup size completely independently, and I don't have to worry about like meshing the two together like I normally do in a wired bra pattern. So if you wanted to do the bralette version, of course, that would leave out this frame altogether from the front, and you would just have these two pieces that wrap around, which also would be a really cute bra. So this is lace that I purchased from AliExpress, and then I combined it with Ash Rose Findings from the Bra Makery. I really, really love this color. I think it's a great sort of like neutral, not quite nude color on me, because it definitely is a lot more pinky toned, but I think it just looks really nice with the skin. I love those different tonality differences. So that is the Gemini Bra from Gravity by Grandy. And last up, I started working on my videos for the Great Bra Sewing Bee this year. Registration for the Great Bra Sewing Bee will start on June 1st if you guys are interested in attending. So this is the bra that I'm going to be teaching in the sew along for the Great Bra Sewing Bee, and this is the Pinup Girls Shelly pattern. And I'm going to show you guys how to alter it into a Longline version, because of course I love a good Longline bra. So this is a kit that's going to be sold by bra builders called Natural Beauty, and it's a non-stretch embroidered lace that has a little bit of like ecru or tan coloration in it, as well as white. So I have made my bra with white findings. I think she's also offering tawny, which is sort of a neutral nude color as well, if you wanted to do that with this bra, but I think it looks really nice and fresh with the white. And then on the inside, I've lined all of my lace with non-stretch sheer cup lining, which is of course my favorite thing to do. And because it is for the Great Bra Sewing Bee, of course, we have this cute little bee charm that's going to be in the center of the bra. So if you're interested in learning about the Shelly Bra, as well as all of the things you can learn about bra sewing, I would highly recommend the Great Bra Sewing Bee, and I will leave a link to the registration page down in the description box below. So that's all the items that I've made in the month of May. I hope you guys liked everything that I got up to, and I'll see everyone next time. Take care.